If you're in no contact with an avoidant ex, is it less likely for them to come back? I'm Coach Pearl, relationship coach. Let's get into it. So if you're in no contact with an avoidant ex, it doesn't mean that they're less likely to come back. Usually it just takes longer for an avoidant ex to come back. Let me explain. So avoidant exes, as I've mentioned before, right, are really good at avoiding their emotions. They really dislike conflicts. So after a breakup, they're very likely to try to find a lot of distractions in order to not have to think or process the breakup. And avoidant exes may seem a lot colder with you, especially if you beg them for a second chance. They're gonna seem like they don't care about you. They may get colder or meaner with you, and so it may feel like it's less likely for an avoidant ex to come back. And a lot of times it seems like avoidant exes may have big egos because they struggle with expressing their emotions and with communicating how they feel, so it may feel like they're less likely to come back. But in essence, an avoidant ex has just as much chances of coming back as any other ex, but they take a lot longer because it takes them a lot longer to process the breakup, to process their feelings. They're going to have a lot more distractions. And so the only thing that really determines whether your ex is likely to come back is really the relationship that you two had. If you two had a really good relationship, a strong bond and connection, you had something very special that would be very hard for your ex to replicate elsewhere. And if you guys were extremely compatible, then your ex can miss you, can come back, and can want to reconcile. So avoidant exes, yes, take a lot longer to process the breakup. It's harder for them to express themselves, which means for them to be able to reach out, they're going to need to reach a point of desperation in talking with you. They're going to really need to reach a point where their emotions are so intensified, they miss you so much that they just push everything else aside and finally break this no contact. So you don't need to be the one to break no contact with an avoidant. You don't need to make it easier for an avoidant to come back. There's also a lot of ways that an avoidant can break no contact that isn't threatening to them, that feels a lot more comfortable to them. There's a lot of ways they can reach out. They can find excuses to talk to you, reasons to break no contact that doesn't put their ego out there and doesn't make them afraid of getting rejected. Well, I would say it takes avoidance at least 3 months to come back, but I mean, it could take avoidance much longer than that. Usually, it could be 3 to 6 months or even 6 to 12 months. So it also depends if your avoidant is dismissive avoidant and how avoidant they are in general and how afraid they are of commitment and on the relationship. But yes, it can take avoidance a lot longer to come back. So during no contact, you still always want to prioritize your healing. Don't just wait around for your ex. And if you need help with your breakup or situation with your ex, you can always book a private Zoom session with me via the link in my TikTok bio. And remember, you're stronger by two.